Hi everyone, I want to introduce you to Mike from Growtopia.
Hi everybody, this is Mike from Growtopia. Now things look a little funky on camera, it's the lighting. It has nothing to do with anything else out there. I have not been replaced by a body double. This is me, the true me, coming to you guys, talking to you about what is growing on this year. Now, we have a lot of things that aren't growing. We have a lot of things that are growing. We have a lot of UAPs, UAVs, TVs, BVDs, JBDs. But let's get into the video.
Much better. Alright, hi everybody, it's Mike over here from Growtopia. Well, for anybody else in Zone 7A in Long Island, New York, I'm in Holbrook. I'm in like almost basically dead center of the island. And it's been a hard year. Hard beginning of the year to even, try to grow stuff, try to move stuff, try to keep it growing. But we have a lot of loss. So I'm going to show you guys what we got going on so far inside the nursery and what we got going outside. A couple of different plans that I have going on this year. This year, I'm actually planning on skipping my normal insanity. I know it sounds crazy, but it's because I want to change things up a little bit. We've had so much rain and cold temperatures that the weeds and the grass and everything else under the sun that the birds drop and the squirrels plant is about waist high. So let's take a gander through the nursery and see what's not growing. And if you're dealing with a lot of this on your own, I would say do not give up. I would say try to move on. It's not too late. It's going to be June 1st. We could start stuff again. I'm going to be starting stuff as well. I got some other ideas as well that I want to do. But just to show you what I'm dealing with my loss, right? So if we take a look over at, now obviously my tropicals are doing fine, but take over here at like the Jersey cabbages, they're both gone. My tomatoes aren't doing too bad. The green zebras, the Amish paste, the San Manzinos, I think we got one. We got two of them there. Big Mamas, we got one, maybe two. There's 3 and 4. Tiny Tims, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aleheim peppers, we got 1, 2, 3. Jalapenos, we got 1, 2, 3. Lost all my Scotch bonnets. My zucchini black beauties, they're done. I was watering them. I stopped watering them a while ago. My cotton that I planted, we only have 2 plants that are slowly surviving. We go to the other tray, like the marigold and the borage, the basil genovese, and the basil large Italians, they're all done. Everything that I had back here, they're done. These tropicals, they're done. I'm giving up on them, honestly. The citronellas, they did not come back at all. Cucumber, natural pickling, cucamelons, cucumber garden sweet. The sweet corns, they're all done as well. And last night, I saw my last loofah out of the, because there was 14 in here, so I had 28 of them. They're all dead. Which is devastating. But you could always replant. You could also reuse the soil and do a different thing. So what's going on outside, we'll gander out there, that's just in the nursery. Now the problem is that I was holding on to stuff longer, and if you're wondering why they died, they're getting the right amount of water. The problem is that the peat pods only have a certain amount of nutrients in them. Once the nutrients run out, the plants end up dying. So that's one of the many problems. Now, my plan this year is to move stuff into the greenhouses while I'm working on the big center. So this is literally rutabaga from last year that's still growing in here with very little to minimum watering. And I have to go through here. I got to clean everything out. Same thing over with the sun house as well. But the big growing space that I have is actually been taken over by weeds, as you can tell. And one of my biggest problems is not even just the weeds, but we got stuff left over from last year, like cabbages that are going to flower. We got raspberries in here. The purple is hairy vetch. We got catmint, which is in the middle. Got this monster weed right here. We got our mints that are coming back as well, of course. They're doing good. But we got our blueberry in the back, blueberry over there that's doing good. I wanted to see if my tomatoes would come back. And unfortunately, I'm getting everything else under the sun coming back as well. And one of the problems is the leaves. So I thought with the fence it would help with the leaf removal or leaf demise, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, it becomes a pain in the butt. I can't get in there and mow. I can't get in there to do stuff. It's easier if I don't have a fence. So this year, I'm going to be ripping down the fence and redoing the whole orchard section, is what I call it, the orchard section. Now, they are still getting watered because there are plants and trees in here that need watering. So this is the blueberry, the cherry, the apple, the peaches, the plums. They all need watering. So they're going to get the watering that they need now that I have a new automatic watering system that's hooked up in here, that's connected to my phone, that's programmed. So they're going to get the watering that they're going to need. This year I'm going to be running potatoes. And what I'm thinking is, I first started off putting like wood chips down, thinking that was a great solution. Well, it's great if you're constantly maintaining it. But I'm thinking the best solution, my idea is that I'm going to start buying some artificial grass to put inside of there after I rip out all the weeds. I clear everything out. And I don't have to worry about weeds after the fact. So where does that leave me? Well, that leaves me with all my loofahs are dead that I wanted to grow this year and harvest them, and I want to eat some and then grow them into loofah sponges or let them dry out and then go through a fun activity where I wanted to test them through multiple environments and situations. So unfortunately, I'm going to be starting them a little later than I wanted to, but our temperatures are so bad it was hard to do so. So currently, at the moment, inside my kitchen, I've been working on doing something called traying. So what it is, I got a big bowl. It's got 2 blocks of cocoa fiber. And it's part of my soil mix. And what I'm going to be doing is I got these big trays that I want to grow different perennial plants to put around my property. And these are the big trays that are up here. Okay, these are the big trays. So between cocoa fiber, a perlite, and vermiculite, and some soil, I'm going to be laying that all inside of there as well. I am going to be starting up another batch of the cotton and the loofahs. And we're going to try to put them at those trellises that are out in the front yard where I put them early in the year. And then whatever seed pods didn't run, we're going to take all that peat soil as well. So nothing goes to waste. Even though you lose a little bit of money, you lose a little bit of time, you lose a little electricity and time and aggravation. But this was a wild year. Because last year, I was putting stuff out a lot earlier into the greenhouses. I got wireless thermometers, like I've showed you guys before, which are these. And I've been watching the temperatures at night. And it's the end of May. It was about 52 degrees this morning, and the greenhouses were not that far from it. Yes, I could have put the tomatoes and the peppers in there, but I'm not keeping a nice solid temperature. I got to get the tomatoes and the peppers outside, what I have left over if I want them to survive. All the stuff I'm going to be growing this year are going to be in the greenhouses or in the front yard, because the backyard is going to get ripped apart, and we're going to redo that whole growing section. I hope you guys stay tuned. This is Mike over here at Growtopia. Never, ever give up. Even if you want to. And you know what? If you want to give up for 1 year, give up for 1 year. Just remember, when the grass grows, you're going to have to farm. It looks like I got something in my beard. You're going to have to like really get on top of all that stuff to try to get rid of it. So I got to do a lot of mowing. I got to do a lot of cutting. I got to do a lot of taking down. I got to clean out the beds. I got to find out where I can get a nice amount of turf for the least amount of money. I'm not looking to spend millions of dollars on this. I'm looking to spend as little amount as possible. Even if there was like an old, like a school, right? Like high schools, for an example. High schools, I think middle schools as well. Sometimes they rip up the turf and it looks a little shitty, but it's still usable. But they're replacing it because it's aesthetics. But for me, it's something that works perfect because it keeps the weeds away. Now, of course, I could put down the black lining and the weed lining and stuff, but I wanted something more grassy tone because the wood chips are hard to walk around and sit on. They're poking you in the ass, or your legs, your thighs, your feet. So I want to go for something completely different. And with no fencing on it, I can leaf blow and I can mow without any problems. The raccoons and the rabbits were going nowhere near anything because I was throwing stuff on the other side of the fence to see if they wanted it. The raccoons can get it no matter what. So can the squirrels and the birds. So who am I protecting it from? Myself. You know, the gate's starting to sag. So you know what? It's time to just clean it out, start fresh this year. Next year, hopefully we'll be better off and we won't have a wild winter like we did. I remember waking up and seeing almost like 4 feet of snow on top of my pickup truck, and I was like, yep, no, I'm not going. Like, it was insane. And we finally cleared. The plow comes by and plows you back in another 4 feet. It was crazy. My whole neighborhood, we were plowed in for about 4 to 5 days after the snowstorm we had in New York. And it was insane. Like, people that I worked with were like, I went down your block to see how you're making out, and he's like, I almost got stuck. I had to keep going. I just drove past your house and left. He's like, if I stopped, I would have been stuck. I'm like, yeah, no, just for whatever reason, whatever happened. But nevertheless, it's not something I don't want you people to get discouraged on. This happens from time to time, but this allows you to pick up from your losses and move on and focus on, okay, we lost a lot of product, but we could move on. We're going to focus on something. We're going to stay on small, and we're going to try to pick up where we are and just keep moving on. Like the lemon and the lime, they keep making flowers. Like, here's another bud. So it's pretty cool. They're ready to go outside, but the temperatures outside aren't ready for them, and I don't want to lose them. I've had them for too long, too much money invested into them. If I lose them now, honestly, I would not replace them. Put it that way. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. This is Mike from Growtopia. There's more to come. Like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. And what's going to be cool with the flats, I'm going to be putting a lot of different flowers on it as well that are going to be permanent perennials that I'm going to be putting outside my pond in different places. And also, I want to try to get my cotton and loofahs, but if it's too late for the loofahs, then I guess I'll have to wait until next year. So, it is what it is. Later.